the door, and they are just trying to do a little bit of a bait and switch while we have Becky over on top side having a free tower to himself.
Or frozen inside?
Yeah.
Wherever yours.
A little bit of a Disney movie reference or Captain America.
Okay. I was trying to throw something, but not being quite a face rejection there. But anyhow, Zorn, he's trying to wait for the right moment to get caught. Maybe a core. Hopefully it will be a carry, but a tank works fine for him too.
With that burst damage, he has a lot on his plate already. Zorn is really
Center for the team.
Yeah, I mean, he's also the center of attention when it comes to, flashing out those emotes. And here comes Becky getting chased by Sana as well as Abby. I'm not sure where he can turn this one around. Her armor being popped, but he managed to still escape. That was a huge one coming in, but he bought enough time for the rest of Geek Fam because they're marching towards the mid lane.
He bought too much time. Look at how much pressuring in the mid lane for Geek is actually pushing in. Bang! Heck! Mr. V! But that dominance with a lot of shields around him. There's no way in shutting him down. Look at Lilia trying to burst a little bit
more, but that shield never goes down, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at Aeon. He managed to actually escape, but this time it won't be any sort of luck for the Franco as we see Flame of Despair already purchased by Phoenix. Same goes to the Wing of Apocalyptic Queen. Well, that's a mouthful, of course, but Becky, you just gotta know this guy can definitely pack punch.
Ozora Vicky get all the space he wanted and trying to push on top. He's following the rest of the team, just gonna give extra hands, and Zorn is waiting for somebody to take up this stand and just gonna be frozen up in time like a old Contra said.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look how much items have been finished off by the rest of Team Geek Fam. Kind of behind in terms of farming. Not that too big of a gap for goal, but 10-3 on scoreboard. Ouch, that's gonna hurt.
Well, I mean, you look at Esmeralda as well as Aurora. Both of them maybe just really performing real well, but my eyes are still fixated on Zorn. On not only the coolest skin that you talked about, the way that he actually played out so safely, right in the middle of those tanks, just trying to make sure that they get those locked down right in towards the right targets. But RSG, they really couldn't find a way to actually commit to the fight and still walk out of it alive.
Yeah, cool skin. Stop saying that in my face. Yeah, I'm salty right now.
I don't know how much you spend for it, but I'm really disappointed when it comes to this. Great skin. Yep, that's good enough.
I like how it just skates along, and then look at this. They are getting the uncontested lord easily for Geek Fam. These are going on their way, but Resurgence still holding on, defending as much as they can. Mr. V trying to get the core on them. If he caught Zorn, it will be a hard time for Geek to actually follow up with the damage, because Zorn is the one that really do the hardest part in terms of team fight.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the side of the Geek Fam. They understood that they can possibly wait out for all these members of RSG to actually get segregated after the minions pull them in towards their respective lanes, and maybe then they will be able to actually find a sort of way to actually break it towards the base, because Lord is marching towards the mid side, so there's going to be enough time being bought by all these guys, especially for Ozorvecchio on the top lane.
Exactly, he's pressuring the top lane as much as he can, trying to give more space for the team to actually follow up with the Lord. But I like how Rumble just say hello, peekaboo there, just opening all the bushes around in the jungle side, and now Lord is marching in. A big war is coming soon, and Zorn trying to hold his fears, but Lord didn't last long enough.
He said hello and goodbye.
Yeah, that was fast. Hello and goodbye.
I mean, it was cute for a moment, but the second Lord, which is coming in a couple more minutes, will be even more ferocious as we see Geek Fam already dealing about 50% of damage over on the lower side of the structure on bot lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't utilize that Lord just now. They are playing super safe for Geek because they know one mistake can actually just turn the tides over on the Resurgence side.
Yeah, and RSG playing with full discipline. We see 2 versus 1 over on the side of Zorvecchio, but over a bot side, there will be a commitment immediately crashing it in, and Bobby still managed to escape out of that, making it a 2v1. And it took so much to just burst down the Esmeralda. We're not even talking about, Zorn or Feeks.
You're talking about the whole team to burst him down, because at this point, his shield is just so painful to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, they understood that 2 members are already
those are lucky. So that's already the advantage that they have. 4 versus 3, and here comes the Figueroa. Wait, pop right in the middle.
Committing to this fight, and it will be members of Resurgence still holding it out, not having enough minutes to actually take down the tower yet.
Not enough, but then this hook means a lot. They get into core damage with a Granger. That's a lot of advantage for Resurgence to come back from the game itself. But trying to compensate what they have been lost, clearing out the jungle for Geek Fam and try to get a little bit more damage control, which they kind of lost 2 cores, which is fixed, as well as Dominus. I don't think if they keep on doing this kind of
unfortunate move, probably gonna cost them the whole game.
Yeah, it might just actually turn things around, but we see a little bit of Shadow Master being purchased for the side of Zorn.
Pretty interesting items, I would say. And this is why I love the new meta. And that was a really great hook coming from the side of Mr. V, like you said. And
Wow.
if he could pull off even more of that, I think that RG stands a lot of chance coming in towards this matchup. But we already have a little bit of that attention over on the lower river. That's where the second Lord will be spawning too.
So Mr. V is just like, just hook and pray, boys, just hook and pray. And hopefully hopefully we're gonna get that core, especially these 3 heroes, I say, Aurora, as well as Esmeralda and Granger, because it's almost impossible if the Xbox gauge is actually full. He still can get away with whatever he can when the gauge is empty. So, yeah, that's one thing that you don't want to get, which is Xbox.
Well, I guess like it gets even trickier coming through to the late game as we see more of these members purchasing all these defensive items, especially Immortality on the side of Aeon. They can commit to this fight, but this is going to take a lot of effort to actually take down Rumple. And after all that sort of back and forth, as well as auto attacks, Rumple is still pretty much healthy.
For one moment we thought Geek Fam take it away, but with that couple of misfortunate plays, and look, and Aeon, he was going straight right in with no follow-up. Totally been used. That's a big huge setup done by Geek Fam, baiting that out and going for more extended. Obi will be next. That's a big catch. They got their core mid later here. This opened up a big opportunity for them to go straight for the Lord for the second time. This will be the Luminous one.
Oh my goodness me, just look at them go. This Aurora is just so nasty. Every single time she walks by anyone, that's just going to be a little bit of that sort of a pickup of in terms of kill, and Geek Fam's gonna look for one more as I speak of it.
Mr. V just got Rumple in his hook, and he's like, no, this guy, nope.
Is it even working?
And he's like, oh, I just caught myself, hooked myself to death.
40 minutes into the game, and he's still fighting for the buff. I mean, come on, bro.
Yes,
just let it go.
You want to fight for it, because you don't want to give more advantage on the other side of the team. But then to risk your whole life for that is kind of, I think he didn't expect to hurt Rumple.
Oh yeah,
He didn't anticipate any of that.
There goes the Rumple Stolskin on the front lines once again. Just bringing out that wall, just blocking away. We say you need, if you want to march right in, you need a visa for that.
Oh well, I like how he just spam off the emotes, which can be heard by the other side of the team. They're like, we're coming for you.
Yeah, I mean, it wins in terms of the warfare, but here comes War, immediately destroying the tower, and Aeon in the middle will be crushed in the little bit of that sort of a scuffle, but here goes the rest of the members of RG getting pushed and pulled, and every single one of them will melt like butter as we see Geek Fam taking the victory 2-1.
It all downs to our Zorn, which is the key player of the team. If only they shut them out for the aura in the early game, probably Resurgence can make a total reverse of a game.